If you haven't genuinely looked at all of your friends and been like, are these people really supporting me? Chances are you'll have a few people who are not supportive to you or are actually rooting against you. A lot of times we develop friendships through not necessarily who we want to keep around us or like who we have similar values to, but it's usually just like who's around us in school, right? And I think a lot of people keep people around just because they went through like the experience of school together. But it's like that's not a really good barrier for friendship because you might be keeping around people who are holding you back from doing the things that you really want to do. Like let's say you started making videos. Like that's something you wanted to do and it's something you're passionate about, right? Let's say you wanted to do something that's like putting yourself out there and that may not be very good at first. Because when you first start doing something, no matter what it is, it may not be very good, right? If you wanted to do that, would all of your friends support you? Because I think for some people the answer might be no, and I think that that's who this video is most useful for, is for the people who are like, you know what, actually, like one of my friends, he probably would make fun of me for putting out videos. He probably would think it's cringe and then like make fun of me, and then it would stop me from wanting to do it more. But if that's something you truly want to do, and a friend of yours is not going to be supportive based on that, then are they really your friend? Like before I started making content, I wanted to do stand-up comedy, and this was like right before the pandemic. I was really asking myself, like, are all of my friends going to support me if I do this? Because it was so different than who I was as a person. Like I was very introverted, like kind of shy, and it would be like out of left field for me to do stand-up comedy or start making content, right? So I went through literally all of my friends and I was like, would they be supportive of what I wanted to do? And if the answer was no, I just stopped talking to them. And I did let them know. I texted like a group chat and I was just like, hey, I need to make changes for like who I am as a person. Like this is something I really want to do. And I feel like I can't do that because whenever we hang out, I feel like the old version of myself. And that is true. That is how I felt with certain friends. So it's like that is one of the main reasons why I wanted to stop talking to them. But another reason is like I don't know if they would have supported me. Of course, that was a tough thing to do because it's like if you've grown up with these people, it's going to be hard to let them go. But if it's not beneficial to who you want to be, and you think they may not be supportive to who you want to be, then you have an obligation to the best version of yourself to let them go. Because what do you value more? The opinions of people you grew up with? Or like your goals, your ambitions, your dreams, like the person you want to be? That should be driving like all of your decisions, like who you want to be in life. Because the idea of like doing the right thing, that is in the context of being who you want to be, right? Because the right thing would be aligned with like your ideal version of yourself. So if doing the right thing and acting towards being who you truly want to be are essentially the same, then you have an obligation to stop talking to people who don't align with supporting who you want to be because we've already mentioned like that's the same thing as doing the right thing. So it's like by definition, that's the right thing to do. And listen, it'll take a lot of time and thought and energy into making that decision. And if they're truly your friends and they really want what's best for you, they'll understand. Because if someone said that to me and I thought that someone felt that I was holding them back from being the person they want to be, I would completely understand if they wanted to like end a friendship. Because like if that's the most important thing to you, then you have an obligation to follow that. Yeah, it'd probably be a hurt a little bit, but like I would understand that like my friendship with someone is not more important than their goals, their ambitions, their dreams, their idea of who they want to be. Like, have you really sat there and thought through, like, okay, what does it mean to be my friend? Because I can tell you what my criteria are. Number one, the most important thing for me is if I can tell my friend is genuinely rooting for me. And anyone who I get the sense that they're not genuinely rooting for me, I won't talk to them. Like, I'm not going to keep them around in my life. Like, how am I going to accomplish the things that I really want to accomplish if I'm keeping around people who are holding you back? Like, if you were trying to run a race and someone tied a rope around your stomach and was pulling you back, you wouldn't run very far, right? But if you had people next to you cheering you on while you were running the race, it'd be a lot easier to do so. And that's the thing, like life is always somewhat of a race. There's always some sort of problem. There's always some sort of work that you need to be doing to improve as a person, to accomplish the things that you really want to accomplish. So it's really beneficial to have people in your life that are supporting you. And if there are people around you that are not supporting you, it's okay to let them go. It's okay to stop talking to them because you have to have the confidence that you'll be able to find people who will support you. And one way to do that is by learning how to meet new people. And a lot of my content's about that. If you're struggling to meet new people, what you do is one, you sign up for some sort of hobby, right? So some sort of class that's not unhealthy for you and that you think you'd be somewhat passionate about. You don't even have to be that passionate about it. It's just like something that you may be interested in, right? So it could be like an acting class, run club, pickleball, basketball league, anything like that, right? And then you would talk to new people. The way to do that, you could use my chat framework, but basically you comment on what's around you, highlight something about yourself, assess if the other person's interested, and then toss it back to the other person by asking a question. So let's say you join a basketball league, you're trying to make friends. You can just be like, oh, dude, this is like a pretty nice court. Like, I've never played here, right? So you commented on something that's relevant to the environment, you highlighted something about yourself. And then if they want to talk to you, you could see if, like, based on their body language, so that's assessing if they're interested in talking to you. And then you could just toss it back to them, like, yo, how long have you been playing basketball for? So now you started a conversation. Then from there, you like just try and get to know people. And that's one easy way to meet new people, to make new friends. And if you're confident in your ability to meet new people, then you won't keep people in your life who are actively holding you back. So it's really important to be like, just have this mindset of like, okay, I'm only going to have people in my life that are supporting me. Like, really define, what does it mean to be your friend? And for me, it's like, yeah, supporting me with the things that I want to do. And then also I appreciate when someone has like a similar sense of humor. Like, if I have the same sense of humor as someone and I know they're genuinely supporting me, that might be someone who's my friend forever. Because those are two of the most important things to me. So really think about it like, okay, who's genuinely rooting for me? And then spend more time with those people, because they're also the ones that are going to get you through the hard times. Another thing that's really important for any friendship is honesty. If you're doing something that's not beneficial to who you want to be as a person, a good friend will listen to you. A great friend will tell you what they honestly think. They'll be like, dude, honestly, I don't think you should be doing this. Like, you said you wanted to stop drinking as much, but now you're like going out a lot. Like, what's going on, man? They would kind of subtly call you out without trying to make you upset or like manipulate you into like not being able to change as a person. Of course, it's okay to like make changes of who you want to be as a person, but it is important to also have people who would call you out if it seems like what you're doing could be not beneficial to like yourself or the people around you. I hope this is helpful. And listen, making any of these decisions about like potentially cutting off a friend or determining who you really want to be your friends is not going to be easy, but I promise you it will be worth it. Life's not easy, but it's worth it. Take care.